On this short video, we'll demonstrate the SimplyAnalytics tool, which will let you mine data sets, generate maps, or also spreadsheets that you can later manipulate. We'll go to Subject and Research Guides. In this case, we'll go to the business page. And on the business page, we'll click the SimplyAnalytics link. This will then bring up the program SimplyAnalytics. If you have an account, you can save your materials and results. If you don't, you can just sign in as a guest at the bottom, and that's what we'll do now. SimplyAnalytics will now welcome you first, and we'll click through that welcome screen. We'll ask you to provide a location. We'll just say Illinois State for now. You can manipulate that later if you'd like. Okay, so we have Illinois State, and now we'll create the project. It tells you that the project already includes a few examples, just so you have an idea of what you're looking at. And here you see the map of Illinois, and the default that you can see on the right is median household income 2016 with a breakdown of the legend. However, what we're going to do is go in and do something slightly different. So we're going to go to the left side and start picking different data that we'd like. So we'll go to Jobs and Employment, and then we'll say, oh, let's look for the percent employment in the construction. So percent employment construction. Okay, we'll X out of the choice, and now what we have is the state of Illinois broken down, in this case, by county. But you could change that if you'd like, broken down by congressional district and other areas. Depending upon the data you're looking at, the granularity might be different. So we have now a map that's very easy to look at. Let's do one other thing. Let's now filter this information by another piece of material that we've already identified. In this case, since we know that they had median household income, we'll pick that, and we'll say we want to screen out things where the median household income is less than $55,000 a year, let's say. So we'll apply that filter. And if we close that, this will apply to this state now, and the data will eventually show, and you will gray out the areas. So here you see what's left are the percent employment of construction, and grayed out are areas that are less than $55,000 a year. So you can see where the higher paid, if you will, construction is found. This is the map, but you can also then generate a ranking from it. So let's go to the ranking, which is on the right side here, and now it breaks down for us from highest median household income to lowest according to this information. And you can add additional fields in if you want here. We can also change it from congressional district to cities. And so now you'll see an easier to read city with the highest household income this way. This data can then be exported up on the top right into SPSS or SAS or Excel for additional work. Okay? So this is the way in which you can actually view and manipulate data that comes in from the US Census data and from some other types of business data we have. You can also go up to Manage Project on the top, and this is where you can actually add or remove particular things. So we don't particularly care in this case about maybe housing built 1939 or earlier, so we will then go back to the project, and we will notice that that file, if we go back to the ranking, that we've just removed that column, so it's unnecessary for us to look at it. Again, that was just added by the software as an example. But you can see how you can add and delete and manipulate. You can even compare. So if you go to Comparison Report, you can actually then say, I want the location of Indiana compared to that. And if you say Indiana State, now you have side-by-side state comparisons of some of these variables that you want. So you can map, you can rank, and you can even do comparison reports of data sets that are available. Again, the data sets are along the left. It's US Census data. It also has business counts, it has business companies, it has retail purchasing behavior, so and consumer behavior. So there's many, many different fields of data that you could look at. You can even search for keywords here to find out what data you want if you don't want to look through the categories that they have. Okay? This is Simply Analytics, and it lets you visualize and manipulate data from the U.S. Census data and business information.